Hello students, this is Dr. Pallavi Gupta. Under healthcare law subject, I will discuss professional obligation of doctors under the Transplantation of Human Organs and Tissue Act 1994 Part 1. Under this Part 1, I will discuss the introduction of the Act, the object of the Act, certain important definitions, who can donate human organs, and who is having authority for the removal of human organs in some special cases. Regarding the background of the Transplantation of Human Organ and Tissues Act 1994, there was some unethical issues were going on regarding the removal of the human organ because there was no comprehensive legislation to regulate the removal of organs from living person as well as deceased person and the transplantation of the such organs. In Delhi, there was one act known as the Eye Authority for Use of Therapeutic Purpose Act 1982 and the Eardrums and Earbones Authority for Use for Therapeutic Purpose Act 1982 was enacted to regulate the removal and transplantation of cornea, eardrum and ear bones. In Maharashtra, there was one act known as the Maharashtra Kidney Transplantation Act 1982 and the Bombay Corneal Grafting Act 1957 to regulate the transplantation of kidney and corneas respectively. Meaning there was no comprehensive law from the parliament and there was illegal practices was going on. Thus there was a need for the comprehensive legislation for regulating the removal of organs from the living person and the deceased person and to prohibit the commercial dealing in human organs. It was very much required. There has been a persistent demand for such regulations, for such legislation in parliament and from various national bodies, medical, legal or social expert, particularly when reports about the commercial dealing in human organs, specifically kidney, have increased. There has been persistent demand for prohibiting this unethical practice. On the other hand, in the absence of legal sanction for the removal of organs from persons suffering brain stem death has not been possible. It has impeded transplantation of organs like liver and heart for which the necessary technology we have. In order to reach a broader consensus of the opinion, a committee was constituted and it has given the report, which is this committee is headed under the Dr. Alam Singhvi. Against this background, it is considered necessary to enact a comprehensive law for regulating the removal and transplantation of human organs and for preventing commercial dealing in organs by providing punishment for such dealing. Although Parliament has no power to make law being a state subject, in that case, under Article 252, Articles Subclause 1 of the Constitution, a resolution has been passed by the legislature of the state of Goa, Himachal Pradesh and Maharashtra to the effect that the matters should be regulated in those states by the Parliament of Law. Regarding enactment of the Act. This act has been passed in 8th July 1994 but come into force in 1994 in some state, that is Goa, Maharashtra and Himachal Pradesh. Although it was not applicable to all the states, therefore it is amended in 2011 and 2014 to give the enforcement of this act in other states as well. Regarding the object of this act, it is said that this act provides the regulation of the removal of the organs and tissues. It provides regarding the regulation of storage and transplantation of human organ and tissues for only for therapeutic purpose and for the prevention of commercial dealing and human organs and tissues. Means the object of this is overall to regulate the donation of human organs and tissues and to stop the illegal practice at all or to stop the commercial practice at all if there is any violation of this, the provision of this, there will be punishment. These are certain part of the body which are subject for the donation or transplantation. Now the question comes, what this act says. This act says, who is the authority, or who can give the authority, or who can be donor for the to donate the human organs, or who is having the authority for removal of human organs, how the human organs shall be preserved, how the hospitals shall be regulated, and it will discuss the procedure of the registration of the hospital as well, and it will talk about the power and function of the appropriate authority, and of course punishment for the offense if there is a violation of this act. There is necessary to discuss certain important definitions before going to discuss this act. That is, the first one is human organ. Human organs means any part of a human body consisting of a structural arrangement of the tissues which, if removed, cannot be replicated by the body. Tissues means a group of cells except blood performing a particular function in the human body. Brain stem death. Brain stem death. Brain stem death means the stage at which all functions of the brain stem have permanently ceased. It cannot be reversed, and it is certified also. In Aruna Ramchandra versus Union of India case, Supreme Court held that brain is the most important and irreplaceable part of the person. Death occurs when brain dies completely. A person who may have lost consciousness irreversible may not be considered to be dead if some brain activity is present. Means if there is a consciousness, although consciousness cannot come back, but if brain is functioning, in that case death will not be considered. Donor under section 2 subclause F. Donor means any person who is measure 1 who voluntarily authorize the removal of any of his human organ or tissue for therapeutic purpose is known as a donor, as it is under section 2 subclause 1 and subclause 2. This is under section 3 subclause 1 and subclause 2. Recipient under section 2 subclause M define recipient. It means a person into whom any human organ or tissue or both is proposed to be transplanted. Recipient, we can say it is the donee as well. Near relative. The definition of the near relative is important to know, because in this case the donation can be made only for the real relatives. Near relative means spouse, son, daughter, father, mother, brother, sister, grandfather, grandmother, grandson or granddaughter under this act. As in the case of Poonam Gupta versus State of Punjab, Punjab High Court says that near relative, which means spouse, son, daughter, father, mother, brother or sister. The legislative intention behind this act is categorically promote donation of human organ by close relative only, but prohibit the same by stranger. Although in some case where the affection or attachment is there, donation can be made. The authority under the act are therefore obligated to inquire into the fact that in the latter category of cases, means when there is a love and affection, the donation is not laced with commercial consideration, where the affection or attachment is just a pretense. Meaning thereby, in a broadly in general term, donation of the organ can be made only for the relatives, but in some case where there is a attachment or affection, in that case also donation of the organ can be make. Now we will discuss the removal of organ or tissues which is authorized in certain cases. Section 3 subclause 1. It says that any donor may, as per procedure, before his death, authorize the removal of any organ or tissue or both of his body only for therapeutic purpose. It cannot be for commercial purpose. Section 3 subclause 2 is talking about that if any donor had clearly authorized at any time before his death in writing or in presence of two or more witnesses the removal of any organ of his body after his death for therapeutic purpose can be done. Meaning thereby when a donor gives his authority in written or in presence of two witnesses, in that witnesses one real relative should be there, and removal of the organ or the tissue can be done. The person, if such authority is there, in that case the person who is in lawfully possession of the dead body after the death of the donor, he shall grant all the reasonable facility to a registered medical practitioner for the removal of the human organ or tissue or both from the dead body of the donor for therapeutic purpose. But the person who is in lawful possession of the dead body has to ensure that the donor had not subsequently revoked the authority aforesaid. In section 3 subclause 1, donor is giving the authority as per the procedure, and subclause 2 is saying donor has given the authority in written and in presence of two witnesses. Section 3 subclause 3 is saying where any person has not made any authority before his death as required above under section 3 subclause 2, and no objection was also expressed by such person to any of his human organ or tissues or both being used after his death for therapeutic purpose, the person who is in possession of the dead body of such person may authorize the removal of any human organ or tissue or both of the deceased person for its use for the therapeutic purpose. Meaning thereby donor, the person has not make any authority, written authority, but after his death the person who is having the possession of the dead body of that person may authorize for the removal of any human organ or tissue the deceased person for its use for only for the therapeutic purpose. But again here the person who is having the possession of the dead body must have reason to believe there is no relative of the deceased person has come with the objection. Section 3 subclause 4, it says that although the authority given under section 3 subclause 1 subclause 2 is a sufficient warrant for the removal of the human organ or tissue or both for the therapeutic purpose, but no such removal shall be made by any person other than the registered medical person. Meaning thereby section 3 subclause 4 impose a duty on the medical practitioner to remove the human organ or tissue or both of the therapeutic purpose, not other person. Section 3 subclause 5, it says where any human organ or tissue or both is to be removed from the body of a deceased person, the registered medical practitioner shall satisfy himself that life is not there in such a body. Where it appears to be a case of brain stem death, that such death has been certified under section 3 subclause 6 before such removal by a personal examination of the body from which any human organ or tissue or both is to be removed. Meaning thereby section 3 subclause 5 is talking about removal of the organ from the deceased person when there is no life, it is visible. and the death has been caused by as a stem death, and that death has been certified, means there is brain has been died, there is no consciousness, there is no life at all. In that case, the organ or the tissue of the body of that deceased person may be removed. But here again, the registered medical practitioner has to satisfy. In that case, only the registered medical practitioner is having the authority. Section 3, subclause 6. This is talking about procedure of removal of the organs in case of a brain stem death. This is the extension of section 3, subclause 5. Where any human organ or tissue or both is to be removed from the body of a person in the event of his brain stem death, such removal shall be undertaken when death is certified in prescribed manner by a board of medical expert. In that board, expert will be registered medical practitioner who is in charge of the hospital in which brain stem death has been occurred. Second, an independent registered medical practitioner who is nominated and will be specialist. And third, a nominated neurologist or a neurosurgeon. Fourth, the registered medical practitioner who has treated the person whose brain stem death has been occurred. Meaning thereby, when there is a case of the removal of the organ or the tissue from the deceased person whose death has been caused as a brain stem death, in that case it shall be certified by the board of expert. In that board of expert, there will be 4 person registered medical practitioner where the death has been caused, brain stem death has been caused, and the registered medical practitioner who has treated the person, and third, independent registered medical practitioner, he will be nominated specialist, and fourth, nominated neurologist or neurosurgeon. If they certify the brain stem death has been caused, in that case medical registered personnel may authorize for the removal of the organs or the tissue only for the therapeutic purpose. Section 3, subclause 7. If this is talking about removal of organ in case of disease minor. Although humans organ or the tissue cannot be removed from the body of the minor, but if when brain stem death of a minor has been occurred and it is certified also under section 3, subclause 6, in that case any of the parent, means mother or father of the deceased minor, may give authority but with the prescribed procedure for the removal of any human organ or the tissue or both from the body of the deceased minor. In general sense, there will be no removal of the human organ or the tissue from the body of the minor if minor is a living minor. If minor is dead after his death, or after his death, parents can be authorized for the removal of the organ. And this is very important to know, and sometimes it is also asked a number of the cases whether the organs of the human body is permitted or not. So it is very important to know this thing. As in the case of Balveer Singh versus Authorization Committee, it is said that under the scheme of the Act, the cases where which are required to be referred to the Authorization Committee for approval are those which are not ceases of donation from a near relative. The Authorization Committee is to approve such cases only if it is satisfied as to existence of the affection or attachment between the donor or recipient or any other special reason. In such case, the question of tissues matching of the acceptability of the organ being transplanted is left to be determined by the scientific and medical test to be carried out. As in the other case, it was held that that is known as S. Malinga versus State of Karnataka. This is the case of 2005, where it was says that when merely because there are some unconsciousness in the statement of the donor and the recipient, it cannot be said there is no love and affection, and that their objective is commercial. the donor and the recipient belonging to different cases or belonging to different caste or being from different places shall not be grounded to reject their application. Again in the section 5 says authority for removal of human organs or tissues or both in case of unclaimed bodies in hospital or prison. There are cases when the body are not claimed by anyone and the body is in hospital or the prison. In that case, whether removal of the organ is permitted or not. In the case of a dead body laying in a hospital or prison and it is not claimed by any of near relative of the deceased person within 48 hours from the death of the concerned person, the authority for the removal of any human organ or tissue or both from the such unclaimed dead body may be given in the prescribed form by the person in charge of the hospital or the prison or by any employee of such hospital or prison authorized in this way. Meaning thereby, if the body is not claimed by anybody and body is laying in hospital or in prison, in that case the in charge of the hospital or the prison or any employee to whom the authority has been given may authorize for the removal of any human organ or the tissue or both only for the therapeutic purpose, and but it has to ensure there is no near relative who is coming forward to claim the body within 48 hours. Here the condition imposed that the in charge has to ensure that and he must have reason to believe that any near relative of the deceased person is likely to come and dead body likely to come and to claim the dead body, there is no chance for this. Section 6 is saying about the removal of human organ or the tissue from the bodies which is sent for post-mortem examination for medical legal purpose or pathological purpose. Where the body of a person has been sent for post-mortem examination for medical legal purpose as the death of such person having been caused by accident or any other unnatural cause, or the body has been sent for pathological purpose. The competent person under this act may authorize the removal of any human organ or tissue or both from such dead body if he has reason to believe that such human organ or tissue or both will not be required for the purpose for which such body has been sent for post-mortem examination. But here the condition imposed that the competent person who is authorizing for the removal of the organ or tissue must satisfy two conditions. First, the deceased person had not expressed any objection before his death for any of his organ, human organ or tissue or both being used for therapeutic purpose. And second, where such person had granted an authority for the use of any of his human organ or tissue or both of the both for therapeutic purpose, but he has not revoked this authority before his death. So two condition has to satisfy this competent person that he has not made any objection, and second he had made the authority and he had not revoked it. In that case, competent person may authorize for the removal of the. There are certain cases when the removal of human organ or tissue or both cannot be authorized. Section 4. Section 4 says that in case of a deceased person, neither authority nor any service, means neither authority or facility or any services shall be granted under Section 3, Subclause 3 for the removal of any human organ or tissue or both from the body of that deceased person. If the person who is required to grant such facility or services or empowered to give such authority has reason to believe that an investigation may be required to be held in relation to such body in pursuance of the provision of any law for the time being in force. Meaning thereby if if there is a deceased body and the death has been caused due to brain stem death, in that case, if it is required that the some inquiry has to be pending, and it has to be carried out. In that case, removal of the organ or the tissue will not be made. No authority will be given, no facility will be given regarding this. Subclause 2 says no removal of the organ if deceased body is given only for cremation. If a deceased body has been given to a person solely for the purpose of cremation or other disposal, no authority for the removal of any human organ or tissue or both from the body of a deceased person shall be given by such person. Meaning thereby, if the death has been known as a brain stem death, in that case also, if a body is subject for any inquiry or in any investigation, in that case no removal of the organ or tissue shall be authorized. And if the dead body has been given for the cremation or other disposal, in that case also any organ or tissue shall not be authorized to remove. Very important to know this section 8 saving means normally dealing with the body of any person, or dealing with any part of the body of any person, of a deceased person is or a living person, is considered to be unlawful. But under this act, any dealing with the body or with any part of the body of a deceased person shall not be rendered unlawful or illegal. And second, neither the grant of any facility or authority for the removal of any human organ or tissue or both from the body of a deceased person under this act, nor the removal of any human organ or tissue or both from the body of a deceased person in pursuance of such authority shall be deemed to be an offence punishable under section 297 of the Indian Penal Code 1860. Meaning thereby some protection has been given when the person is dealing with the body of a deceased person or dealing with any part of the body of the deceased person, it shall not be unlawful, and the authority has been given for the removal of any part of the body. In that case, and under that authority, human organs have been removed. This also will not be offence under IPC. So this is very important to remove the organ or tissues for the therapeutic purpose. In this topic, I have just discussed in which cases the authority can be given for the removal of the organ or the tissue, or when it is in certain cases it may allow, it may not allow. And the next in part 2 I will discuss there are certain restrictions which are imposed on the removal of human organs or tissues and its transplantation. Thank you very much.